Picture the scene. You've travelled to an amazing location to shoot some travel imagery that you intend to sell on stock sites. The problem is, you haven't got the place to yourself. In fact, there are just too many tourists to get a clean shot. People in the frame can mean model release forms are necessary, depending on where you're shooting, and this is practically impossible to manage. Fear not though, as Affinity Photo has the solution. Thanks to the software's powerful stack layer technology, you can merge multiple frames and achieve an end result that will make even the busiest of locations look completely empty. Let's get started. Okay, before you progress too far, it's worth preparing your images by organising them in a separate folder, as this will make them easier to navigate to. Once Affinity Photo is open, our first task is to start a live stack. This means you can work non-destructively. So head to the top of the interface and click on the File option at the top. Scroll down until you can find New Stack and select this. A dialog box will appear and we want to add our images that we wish to edit, so click on the Add button. As I said, navigate to the folder where your images are sitting, select the images that you want to use and click on Open. You'll see your images have been transported into the dialog box. Now, if you've been working handheld, it might be worth clicking the Automatically Align Images box. The images that we're using were taken on a tripod, so you don't need to do this, but I'll leave it selected anyway. Once you're ready to progress, click OK. Now, what's worth mentioning at this point is that you can create a live stack using virtually any format, so JPEGs, TIFFs and PNGs will all work, and you can even use RAWs, although it's worth editing these beforehand to get an even spread of shadows and highlights. Okay, so in the Layers panel, you'll see that our live stack has been created, and if you click on the play icon, this will drop down and show all the individual images in our stack. You'll also see, if you examine the frame, that we've got some ghostly figures, and these are what we want to get rid of to completely banish the tourists in our frame. So if you hold Alt and click on an individual layer, you'll see what it's made up with. And you'll see over in this direction, the first 3 layers are what we need to edit. So I'm going to click on this first one, and I'm going to head down to the mask layer option, which is identified by a circle within a square. I'm going to click on it, make sure the mask is selected, and I'm going to head over to the toolbar and click on the paintbrush tool, and the keyboard shortcut for this is B. Make sure the brush is set to black, and you can change the size of the brush using the square bracket keys. And I'm just going to brush over where the tourists are. I'm going to repeat this process for the next layer. Hold Alt, click on it, add a mask, make sure the mask is selected, and then draw out the tourists. You'll see them starting to disappear from the frame now. One more time, hold Alt, select a mask, make sure the mask is selected, and then draw out the area. And we've got one more ghostly shadow here, so I'm going to have to locate that frame. It's that chap there that's wandered in. Add a mask. And there we go. We've banished the tourists from our frame. I'm just going to cycle through the rest of the layers. Nothing causing me a major problem there. And when I click back on the main layer and close these down, you'll see the image is completely free of tourists. By taking a bit of time to create a live stack and banish the tourists from your image, you're making the image even more sellable. All you need to do now, click File, Export, and you can save your image in any chosen format, whether it be JPEG, TIFF or PSD. There we go. Have fun exploring the live stack option in Affinity Photo with your images, and I'll see you next time.